BEFM 부산영어방송.
Hello everyone, I'm James from India. Ever since I was a young boy in India, I have been surrounded by different Korean products, and this instilled a dream in me to explore Korea one day. This chance came for me in 2014 when I began attending Busan National University as a graduate student in computer engineering. I have lived in Korea for over 7 years, and I even run my own business now, a company that is developing a platform based on artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. From my experience, I can say with an absolutely certainty that Busan was the best place for me to start my business, thanks to the specialized blockchain zone. In the past 7 years, Busan has become my second home, and I obviously love it here. Global City Busan, we are in it together. This campaign was brought to you by BFM 부산영어방송.
It's summertime, and with that comes the heat wave. Here's how to prepare for the unwelcome but unavoidable heat. First, tune into your TV or radio and listen for the latest weather forecasts. Try to stay indoors. Refrain from extreme activities, particularly the elderly or those with pre-existing health conditions. If you must go outside, walk slowly, find shade, wear light-colored, loose clothing. To avoid sunburn, protect your skin with sunscreen, wide-brimmed hats, or sun parasols. For those working outside, take frequent breaks and drink water, even if you don't feel thirsty. If you're inside, block UV rays and keep the temperature between 26 and 28 degrees Celsius. Get to know the signs of heat stroke. If you see anyone showing heat stroke symptoms, immediately call 119 or 1339, the Emergency Medical Information Center. We can't beat the summer sun, but let's do all we can to stay healthy this summer. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 2 o'clock.
Welcome to BFM News at 2. I'm David Kim. Lee Sang-in, the acting chief of South Korea's state broadcasting regulator, resigned today ahead of the National Assembly's scheduled vote on his impeachment. The main opposition Democratic Party holding the majority in the assembly had proposed the impeachment motion the previous day, seemingly to prevent the Korea Communications Commission from exerting control over public broadcaster MBC. With his departure, the KCC now has no standing members. The United States has offered a reward of up to $10 million for information on North Korean Im Jong-hyuk linked to the cyber group Andariel, which targets America's critical infrastructure. The State Department accused Lim and his associates of malicious cyber activities against U.S. hospitals, government entities, and defense contractors. Documented incidents include attacks on 5 healthcare providers, 4 defense contractors, 2 Air Force bases, and NASA. An arrest warrant for Lim was issued by the U.S. District Court in Kansas, charging him with conspiracy to commit computer hacking and money laundering. The department claims Lim and others hacked systems, installed ransomware, extorted ransoms, and used the funds for further cyber operations against U.S. and foreign entities. In local news, Busan City announced today that it has created indoor gardens at Gimhae International Airport with a project budget of 500 million won. At the domestic arrivals area of Gimhae International Airport, a Busan Welcome Garden has been established, and at the boarding area, a moss gallery and eco-friendly rest area have been created. In the international arrivals area, Film Busan and Wave Busan, exhibit-styled themed gardens symbolizing Busan have been installed. The Busan Welcome Garden features a vertical garden that incorporates green smart technology, which combines plants with healing and relaxation effects and automated plant management technology. The Busan Port Authority said today that it is piloting a system to analyze construction workers' psychological states to prevent safety accidents. This system uses tablets or smartphones to recognize workers' faces for 5 seconds, analyzing their psychological state such as stress and tension, and displaying it numerically. Workers identified as having unstable psychological states are provided with counseling, close observation, or reassignment to different tasks to reduce the likelihood of accidents. The BPA announced or introduced this system last December at the Busan Newport Feeder Terminal, north of the West Container Terminal construction site, and the second phase rear port area development site at the North Container Terminal of Busan Newport. Public delivery apps introduced by local governments across the country to support small businesses are closing down one after another. Unable to compete with large private delivery apps and experiencing a significant drop in demand post-COVID-19, these apps have become financial burdens. Busan's Dongbekdong ended its service in April, and Daejeon's Whistle shut down over a year ago. In international news, leading video game companies including Activision, Warner Bros., and Walt Disney are facing a strike by Hollywood performers over the use of artificial intelligence or AI. This follows 18 months of negotiations for a new contract between the game studios and a union representing over 2,500 performers. While both parties have reached agreements on key issues like wages and job safety, protections regarding AI technology remain unresolved. And now taking a quick look at the weather here. It's currently 33 degrees Celsius in Busan City. The feel-like temperature due to high humidity is 35 degrees Celsius. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is 2 p.m. Reboot with Casey McKeever. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Summer is not just the hottest time of the year, it's the season that is most associated with travel, play, and fun. The longer days actually encourage us to be outdoors more, and that gives us a chance to enjoy all that nature has to offer, including all of the seasonal food favorites, especially fresh summer fruit, right? And is there a better time to enjoy ice cream? I don't think so. There are so many reasons to celebrate the summer, and today on the show, we're going to do exactly that. This is the 2 p.m. Reboot Summer Special. It's Friday, July 26th. Let's get it started.
That I could change.
Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. This is your host, Casey McKeever, and you just listened to the song Music on the Radio by Empire of the Sun. And if you couldn't tell from the song title I just gave you, the song is kind of about the frustration and disconnection that some people feel with mainstream music. The lyrics express a longing for change and a desire to escape the noise and chaos of everyday life. And that's symbolized by the wish to change the weather and enjoy the sound of silence in the car. This metaphorical weather change represents a deeper yearning for personal and artistic transformation, or a break from the monotonous and uninspiring sounds that dominate the airwaves. You know how they're feeling? We're coming to you live in the studio in Busan on this Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining the program. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 here in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul, we're on TBS EFM 101.3 FM, and in Gwangju, we're broadcasting on GFN 98.7 FM. And thanks for joining us wherever you might be today. It's a hot one out there for sure, and it's a hot one on YouTube already. I see some people in there. Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for joining the show. If you want to join us on YouTube, you can just search BEFM or 부산영어방송. And I should let you know there is a music copyright issue. So when we do play music, we don't stream it on YouTube there. So we apologize for the inconvenience. We do have the show, of course, uninterrupted on FM radio. And we do have our very own smartphone app you can download if you go to the App Store on your phone. Any app store is fine. You can search BEFM or 부산영어방송 and download the app. And you can also send us messages that way. You can say hi. Tell me how you're doing today. It's going to be a summer special today, so it's a special one. This is Friday already. It feels good to be Friday, right? So we wanted to make it even more special, and we have our Busan summer special today for you, and we've got a lot coming up, of course. In hour number 1, we're going to do Hot Off the Press. We do this every day, and we bring you 2 new songs that have been recently released, and we'll tell you about the songs and the artists behind them. And also we've got Eric coming in because it's Friday for Weekend Wanderer, and he will tell us all about things that are happening in and around Busan. And also because, you know, the Busan Sea Festival is actually starting today as well, he's going to introduce a variety of summer festivals in Busan. So useful information we can use, right? Useful and useful, right? In hour number 2, here's where it really gets different today. Because this is our summer special today, we're going to have 2 musicians come in, working musicians who live here and work here in Busan. And so instead of the daily list or the Friday spotlight, we're going to have Gino Brand come into the studio and play some songs for you. And then we're going to have Gang Dong-soo also from Soham Balgwang. If you're not familiar with that band, I'll introduce a little bit about them as well. They were actually our Friday spotlight recently as well. So we're going to have both of those musicians in the studio today to play some cover songs and some songs that you'll definitely enjoy. And at the end of the show, perhaps we'll have time for our perfect playlist. We'll see. It's going to be a packed second hour for sure. And I do have a question of the day for you. So if you'd like to send me a message, tell me how you're doing. In addition to that, I would like to know, what do you hope to do before the summer is over? 여름이 가기 전에 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? I've got so many things. I just made a quick list. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much. The summer is already flying by. It's already almost, what it's going to be, August next week? So yeah, there's a lot I still haven't done this summer that I want to do. One of them is just go swimming. I want to go for a swim in the ocean. I don't care where, what beach, doesn't matter. I haven't had the chance to do that yet. So I'm hoping to go for a swim sometime soon. Just jump right into that water. Yes. Another thing I hope to do before the summer is over, there's a bunch of art shows taking place in Busan that Eric will probably talk about as well. And one of them actually ends soon. So the Klimt exhibition at Busan Citizens Hall, that I think the final date is in August. So I'm like, better hurry up. So if you got things out there that you would like to do before the summer is over as well, you can send us a message at shop 9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can reach us for free on KakaoTalk if you search BEFM or 부산영어방송. You can just add us there and send us a message. And as I mentioned before, we do have our own smartphone app. If you can go to the App Store in your library and just search BEFM or 부산영어방송, you can you download the app and you can log in, send us some messages. And of course, I should not fail to mention, you can message us on YouTube as well, on our channel right there. I got some messages. Let's see. Po wants to buy a car before the summer is over, for example. Nice. Po Nim says, I want to buy a car. I hope you got a lot of money saved. Cars are not cheap these days, right? So yeah, whatever you want to do before the summer is over, let me know. And if you're one of 5 lucky people today, we're going to pick 5 winners at the end of the show and send mobile coffee coupons to you. So hey, free coffee. All you got to do is send us a message. Tell us how you're doing and tell us what you hope to do before the summer is over. So we're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Hi by Steven Sanchez, and then we'll be back with Hot Off the Press.
Who you underneath the slumber?
Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. That was Hi by Steven Sanchez, and now it is time for Hot Off the Press. We do this every Monday through Friday. We bring you 2 of the newest and hottest tracks from around the world of music, and there are so many songs released every week, but we do our best to pick songs we think you're going to enjoy, and today is no exception. For our first song for today is Dead Man by Alessia Cara, and this single just came out last Friday. Alessia Cara is a Grammy winner, so there we go. We got some quality there. And plans to put out her 4th studio album this fall. She describes it as a collection of all the things I love, and even features an appearance by John Mayer, so perhaps she loves John Mayer as well. She said, I feel like I'm still kind of processing my whole life and all of the beautiful things I've had the chance to do. Cool. So we'll check out that new song from Alessia Cara. And our second song for today is Work It Out by Joe Jonas. The Jonas Brothers and DNCE member Joe Jonas has shared his new energetic single called Work It Out, and this is the first taste of his upcoming second solo album. The song is an upbeat empowerment anthem, and it features an infectious chorus. You'll hear it for yourself. He said Work It Out is a personal anthem for when I have intrusive or ruminating thoughts. It's to help break their spell and bring me back to living in the present. It's only human to experience uncomfortable feelings. No one is happy 100% of the time. So this is a song about getting out of your head and back to the person you really are. Thank you, Joe Jonas. So those are our 2 songs that we've got for Hot Off the Press for today. First up, Dead Man by Alessia Cara. Second, we've got Work It Out by Joe Jonas. You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that last song was Work It Out by Joe Jonas. And before that, you heard Dead Man by Alessia Cara. And those are our two songs for today's Hot Off the Press. And I've got a bunch of conversation going on here. I was getting distracted in the NawTube channel. It's cool. Everybody's talking about their lives there. I like that. I do have a question of the day I would like to ask as well. What do you hope to do before the summer is over? 여름이 가기 전에 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? So it could be anything. It could be like a big goal, or it could be just like kind of something small that you're like, yeah, I hope to do that before the summer's out. And yeah, I've got a huge list. I've got these projects I still haven't finished. I got a couple songs to mix for people. My goodness, there's a lot to do before the summer's over for sure. So if you want to reach us, send us a message at 샵9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can reach us for free on Kakao Talk, or of course we have a smartphone app. For either one of those, you can search BEFM or 부산영어방송. And for the smartphone app, download it first, and then you can log in and leave us some comments. And I'm going to ask Eric what he's up to. He's coming in next for Weekend Wanderer. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Eric and Weekend Wanderer. All right, it is time for Weekend Wanderer. That's what that music means, and Eric is in the studio. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to be inside the air conditioning.
It is getting a little warm out there.
It's a little hot. Yeah, Trey Hisuk Nim says it's sweltering outside. Sweltering is a good word for it today. Yes.
Okay, well, there is a lot going on. It's Friday. I'm glad that we can finally get to the weekend. And I like doing the show because I always, sometimes forget that the weekend's right around the corner.
Right.
But after I finish here, then pretty much my weekend's going to start.
It's a good reminder, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I had a question for you. Should I give you the Korean version or the English version? What would you prefer?
Either one is okay.
Okay. What do you hope to do before the summer is over? Is there anything you're like, I need to just do this before the summer ends?
Well, it's funny that for this particular summer, it's kind of going by quickly, but it really doesn't start, I would say, until this week. We are rounding out July right now into August, and it seems like the rainy season is finally dissipated.
It looks like, right?
That being said, there was some crazy clouds. I don't know if you saw it the other day, kind of encapsulated Hyundai Gwangan Beach. I saw some pictures online.
Like the sea fog and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it is truly Hyundai Beach with that sea fog, but it actually got into Gwangan and it made it really, really amazing. So it kept it a little bit cool, but I can feel like maybe I need to get out to the beaches.
Yeah, me too.
I live next to a beach. I don't even know if I don't know when the last time you went to the beach was.
It's been a while.
We both, anyone in Busan lives near a beach, but we live close to beaches as well. And
right.
I don't know, it's hard to get out sometimes. So my goal is to try to get out one time to the beach.
Let's meet up.
Okay.
Gwangan Beach it is, it sounds like, right?
It could be Gwangan. We are going to be talking about some of the other beaches to kind of kick off this Weekend Warrior, mainly because each beach seems to have some stuff going on with it, especially in this next week. But let's before we decide on a beach that we want to kind of rendezvous at, have you been to all 7 beaches in Busan?
Let me think. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to see what they are. 7, all 7.
Yes.
I think so. Gwangan, Haeundae, of course. Songdo, of course. Songjung, of course. Darepo, of course. Yeah, I think I've been to all. What's the other 2? Let's see. Ilgwang. Yeah, I've been there. Imnang.
That is the northernmost beach.
Yeah, north of Ilgwang, right?
And, I really enjoy this one because it is one of those where, at least for me growing up, I didn't grow up near a beach in the city. I always drove to a beach, even if it was not the ocean, but, maybe a lake or something.
Right.
I was always driving to there. So for this particular beach, it kind of brings me back to that nice anticipation you get from going to a new place.
Right.
Especially people who live in Busan near beaches could take for granted the beach that's in their backyard.
Sure.
Even if that's the case, you can always travel up north a little bit. This one is a little bit quieter. It has some of those beach vibes to it. It's very similar to Ilgwang. I think they do have their own qualities, but both Imrang and Ilgwang have kind of a more relaxed feel to them. Not too much, chaotic things going on, too many people, too many tourists. It's really, really one of the secrets that, a lot of locals know about.
I think you might have just convinced me to go to Imnang. I think that's going to be my trip this summer.
Well, there are a lot of different ways to get up there, but if you have a car, I'd suggest driving anywhere along the coast. Really is a beautiful drive in the summer.
True.
And of course, Ilgwang Beach being another one. That's definitely, I don't know if you were here in Busan in like 2006, 7.
No.
That was kind of how Songjung felt, before they had a huge, influx in tourists. And it was definitely a little bit smaller, a little bit more laid back.
Wasn't so built up, right?
Wasn't so built up. And that's where I feel like Ilgwang is these days. There are a lot of people who still go. I was just there not too long ago, but I do feel like those might be, some of the more chill beaches. That being said, Songjung is one of my favorite beaches as we make our way down. That's the one where, I always feel like it has some of the best swimming, some of the best just kind of relaxing and enjoying the entire day if you want to sit out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I went there 2 years ago. I think it's been about a couple of years. When was the last time you were there?
Not that long ago, but when you say like last time you went there, does that, in your mind, does that mean you actually jumped in the water and went swimming?
Yeah, I did the whole day. I had a beach towel.
Okay, that's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, that's been a while.
That's what I mean by, especially with like Songjung. But not just that, you can rent some rooms over there, still, relatively cheap. And of course, you can also enjoy a lot of good restaurants and cafes along that line. Now, I will say that Songjung was something that during the pandemic I really wanted to get out to.
Right.
And I walked.
Just kind of be out there, kind of a little more separated.
And, I did have, I think we all had some variations of quarantine at some point. I remember when I got out of my first quarantine, I walked from Gwangwon to Songjung as like a way to, I was cooped up inside for a couple weeks and I finally got out. I walked all the way to Songjung.
How long did it take you to walk?
It took me about maybe 6 hours, I think, round trip, because I came back along the same way.
That's actually impressive to do it like there and back in 6 hours.
Yeah,
from
I was
to
just kind of enjoying myself. I actually did stop at Haeundae Beach as well,
right.
I believe for lunch, and then, a little bit later in the afternoon to Songjung and back. Haeundae is always good for those. I mean, if you're taking, or anyone coming to Busan, you usually take them to Haeundae Beach, right? I don't know if you said you had some friends in. Did they get to go?
Did.
Okay.
Yeah, we took them to Haeundae Beach. We took them to Gwangwon because it's closer to where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, we took them to Songjung as well.
Okay.
So those three.
They are in quite a row. And nowadays they have that Muscle Beach gym. I don't know if you saw the kind of outdoor gym in Haeundae. They put up a bunch of exercise equipment.
Get me out there.
Yeah, you can get out there, start building up those guns. But, they do have that and, many, many other things. Of course, as we kind of make our way down this list of beaches, maybe give people some ideas of where to go. Gwangwon is always a very special beach. Many things going on. Nowadays, the car-free weekend nights are some of my favorite. 9 to 11, they shut down the roads, make it very easy to do things, to enjoy walking around. And I think that's one of the most unique aspects of Gwangwon is that they can have a beach right up against all those restaurants and bars and not have, like Haeundae has a lot of hotels and other things in between and a bigger road. But there in Gwangwon, it still feels like a local beach, even if it's, slowly becoming, not slowly, but very much becoming one of the busiest beaches in Busan.
It's busy. I just passed there on the way here and I was like, oh yeah, it's busy today.
And if you always get a chance, it's always nice to ride along the beach road, no matter where you're coming from.
Sure.
Usually, even from, I'll go out of my way a little bit to ride on that. I think it's very unique. That being said, though, Songdo, very good beach. They're doing they've done a lot of changes to it with the cable car. I haven't been down there. I used to live down there, so I enjoy that beach quite a bit. But it is the oldest beach in Busan. And I heard stories of, back when maybe 70s, it was like one of the only beaches when, Gwangwon was just a small fishing village. Daepo was just a bunch of grass. Well, back then it was the beach to go to. Right. And, I still feel like that. I think there's a lot of nice trails out there. There's a lot of things to do. And, they're kind of building it up. I'm curious to see what Songdo show is going to be like in the future. And then that brings us to the final beach, Darepo. We kind of did a quick beach rundown for the weekend.
We went north to south and
North-
in a westerly direction as well.
North to south, and I wanted to end in Darepo because this weekend they are doing the 28th Busan Sea Festival.
That's right.
So I don't know if you've ever been down to Darepo before.
Sure.
I love it because it's such a wide beach. It's where the river meets the sea. There's a lot of, just a lot of space, but also a lot of room for activities. They always have some, bigger events down there. I
Right.
remember when they used to have the rock festival down there. I went to that a couple times. They had a lot of windsurfing down there. So, if Gwangan is stand-up paddleboarding, Songjeong is surfing, windsurfing is down in Darepo just because the way the beach is built.
It's perfectly set up for that, right?
Yeah, perfect for that.
Right.
But this year's festivals are going to kick off with a little bit of a night pool party, which I'm interested in, happening tonight, as well as some fireworks. So, anytime you can go and check out some fireworks, head down there at 8 p.m. It's going to be worth your while. I don't know if you enjoy, seeing some of these sites down there, maybe participating in some of the newer stuff. I do like the kind of street food they're going to be having.
Street food, I'm in.
Street food sounds delicious, but they also have some other music, lots of dancing, lots of music going on, and some activities as well. They have yoga, some surfing, as well as it's one of those dog-friendly beaches. I remember bringing my dog down there quite a few times. So I think, especially nowadays where, you can easily hop the subway, just head down there and check out this Busan Sea Festival, which is going on. I hope that I can make it down there. I don't know, though. It is going to be a busy weekend. I have a lot more activities to tell you about, but this is one that I'm going to try to carve out. Maybe we can meet down in Darepo.
Do you think, I was checking out the night pool party. I was curious about that. So is that going to be just like one night, or is that something they're doing every night?
Starting
Every
at
night?
7 p.m. and going until 10 p.m. This is one of those things that they're going to have tonight, and it's something that
that's
I
tonight
think
only.
about because, a lot of the times there are some people who, they do have some pools, but kind of set up. But, like in Gwangan, there's a pool kind of where the stand-up paddleboarding is. Not really a pool, but
Right.
place to play some sports and enjoy. But it is unique when you have a night pool party because they are going to have some hip-hop performances going
cool.
on, and this artificial pool is going to just be that nice icing on the cake for this Sea Festival.
Yeah, I'm curious about, that's the one that got me. I was like, ooh, the night pool party. I want to know what that is. So cool. So it'll be basically hip-hop performances. There'll be a pool right there.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a
nice.
lot of fun. I'm going to try to check it out. If not today, then probably tomorrow, because they also have that, water fountain down there that does the kind of fountain show as well. I haven't seen that in a while. So, yeah, maybe I'll be making my way down there very soon.
Darepo sounds like a great idea. And of course, if you want to look for more information too, is there a website if you want to find out like what events they're having as well?
Well, for me, I usually like to go to the Busan website. I don't know if you've been to the Busan Culture and Tourism Festival Organizing website at bfo.or.kr.
I'll check it out.
But also, any of the Visit Busan, because I was trying to look up these, beaches and see what's going on. The Busan City website is also really good kind of information for that as well. So I hope that people can go and check out all these events that are occurring at the beach, happening all weekend long. I mean, really, it is kind of like the first day of summer. I know it's been going on, but we are
It's
in
been
that
a weird
point.
summer, though.
It's been a
It's been a
rainy,
weird one.
it's been a rainy summer, and
Yeah.
this is where the other day I really was out. It felt like summer. It was not a drop or not a cloud in the sky. So it really feels like now till probably the end of August, we're going to be in this summer mode, which is, Busan. It's the element. It's why we're here in the city.
That's right. And I also saw something called the Dade Pocha. So is that the street food?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah, cool. So it sounds like a great idea to head down there. And the Busan Sea Festival only runs from the 26th today till Sunday.
Yep.
So if you want to check it out, make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be just for this weekend, and that will be your last chance to check out some of this stuff. But like Eric says, Darepo is a great beach to check out anytime, right?
Yeah, all the beaches are great, and they are, usually connected by other big things like, some other trails. I mean, if you can walk from, along the coast to all the beaches.
I was going to ask you, how did you walk? Because I was just thinking about the route that you would take to get from Gwangan Beach to to Songjeong Beach. How did you walk it? Like, were you able to just walk along the coast?
Yeah, you can pretty much walk along the coast. I mean, if you really wanted to, although you do have to go through a couple mountains, it is possible
a couple mountains.
to go from Gwangwon the other way down to the other beaches. I've definitely done that walk as well. Going from Darepo to Songdo, I've walked that before.
Wow, that is quite a walk.
That's quite a walk. There's a lot of interesting things along the way. And from Songdo, pretty much over to Gwangwon, but, kind of cutting through the city.
Right.
I do like walking along these beaches and the trails because, especially, for example, between Haeundae and Songjeong, they've really developed it. It's super nice. It's easy walking paths. They have that walking path that follows the blue line. I don't know if you've taken that car before.
We have.
But it's really, really a nice walk, and you get to stop at Cheongsepo along the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, they made it much easier to walk that way now, at least, than it was before, right?
And, these are all the public beaches, the 7 public beaches in Busan, but there's all these other kind of hidden, I wouldn't even call them beaches, but, people fishing out in different spots along the coast. If you've ever been over to the kind of Igide area, they have
I'm right there.
Yeah, a lot of nice things. And that's quite a nice trail. I haven't done that yet this year, but, maybe I will now that it's pretty much nicer weather. So, enjoy the coastline, I would say, for this summer, at least for the weekend, because it looks like we're going to be having some, warm weather, but still good weather, right?
Perfect. Yeah. I think it's going to be, well, hopefully. I'm going to knock on wood. I'm going to hope that it's going to be perfect weather for the beach all weekend. But I tell you what, this is a great spot to take a little song break. We're going to listen to There She Goes by the Laws, and then we'll be back with more Eric and Weekend Wanderer. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and we're back with Eric, and we're with the Weekend Wanderer. He's here himself. He's wandering this weekend, it sounds like, right?
That's right. Yeah. I'm trying to give everyone out there a good, at least a choice to do something fun, and giving them some good tips on how to do so with the beaches at first, because, like I said, all of that is going on. But maybe you might not be a beach person, and you could be a beach person, but it's also might be a bit hot. You might be a bit sunburned from maybe a beach weekend last weekend.
Right.
So I'm going to try to give some other options as well, mainly because although I am a beach person, I also enjoy air conditioning. I don't know about you, but
I'm enjoying it right now. It's very chill. Literally, it's very chilly, in fact, even right here. And I'm enjoying it today. Sometimes it's too cold. Not today.
Well,
I'm enjoying it.
nothing gets chillier than a good movie theater. And luckily, there is a lot of movies showing this weekend. And there are even some movie festas. So
cool.
the Busan Travel Movie Festa is happening at the Cinema Center right now, starting today and going until tomorrow. They're showing some travel movies for people who can't get out there, travel on their own. Instead, they're bringing you some great films that will take you around the world.
Cool.
They have movies like After Sun, one of my favorites, Call Me By Your Name, that takes place in Italy.
Yeah, right, okay.
They also have La La Land, if you want to head out to LA. Summer Days Us, as well as Summer of Alcaraz. So all of these are happening, and it seems like they kind of lined up a very good summer program, not just exotic locations, but also around the idea of summer. So you can enjoy the summer vibes without having to endure that summer heat.
Or summer sunburn.
Or summer sunburn.
That's the
so
worst.
I would definitely recommend going and checking those movies out if you want to sit in a theater for a couple of reasons. First, the Cinema Center. It's very nice. It's here in Centum City, and it's also usually a little bit cheaper than the other movie theaters, and they usually will play movies that will never show at some of the other bigger theaters. So it's always worth checking out what's happening at the Cinema Center. Speaking of which, on Tuesday, they have another program. I don't know if you've ever been to that outdoor cinema before.
Yeah.
So you don't get that same air-conditioned vibe, but you do get to enjoy movies on that gigantic screen that sits outdoors. And we have finally moved into, I guess you could say, it's the last showing in July. They are going to show one in August, but this one particularly is very special. On Tuesday, July 30th, they are showing Robot Dreams. This is one of the biggest animated movies people have been talking about. It's really interesting. It's about a dog who lives in Manhattan that orders a companion robot to watch TV and hang out with, and things happen. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is one of those movies that not only has won a ton of awards, but I've been trying to see it. It hasn't come to Busan since it was released, and this is the first time it's really here. It did pop up in theaters for a second. I missed it, but now it's back. So I hope people can go out and enjoy it with, friends, family. Go and enjoy this movie, Robot Dreams, which is playing on Tuesday, July 30th in the outdoor screening center of the Cinema Center.
I was going to ask, it probably is, but is it a family-friendly movie?
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little bit heavy. It's, not really, rated it's not anything violent. It's kind of funny, but it does deal with, some, you can watch the trailer, judge from the trailer, use your best judgment.
I don't have any judgment.
I mean, it's one of those movies where, I missed it. I didn't get to see it, so I can't really speak on it too much. But I will say that just based on the trailer, you want to, it's not going to be, remember I talked about the Kids Film Festival where it's very light and easy. This is a little bit heavier topics, although it is
some
animated.
Dark dreams
still
in the
fun.
robot, I guess, right? Some dark robot dreams.
I mean, I'm not giving away too much, but in the trailer, the robot gets left behind.
Oh, no.
And
abandonment.
And then not really left behind, but kind of lost in the sea, lost to time. And then, the dog's trying to get the robot friend back. And there's it might be, hearkening back to those traumatic movies of the animated movies of the 1980s.
Right, of our youth.
Of our youth, ones
Bambi.
where.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, just, serious stuff happens. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it still is a great movie. So I hope that people can go and check that out. If you are not into movies, maybe you're more into music, they are going to have something of a bit of a concert. And this is from Studio Ghibli concert music. That's
cool.
playing again at Bexco this Sunday. I don't know if you're a fan of, Joe Hisaishi. He's a very famous composer. He's done a lot of things like My Neighbor Totoro or Ponyo or Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away. The list goes on and on. Whenever I can see Ghibli music played in concert, I usually go. Usually they have a Ghibli jazz trio that pops up in Busan every now and then.
Really?
I've seen them a couple times. But this one is one that I really wish I could check out. And that's just because I do like to see, these animated classic songs come to life. I don't know if are you a fan of that? Have you heard of this before?
No, I haven't. I've actually never seen one Ghibli animated movie.
Ooh,
Not
okay.
even one. Yeah.
Well,
I've been yelled at many times about that.
You don't have to be, too yelled at, but you
don't yell
probably
at me,
can
right?
enjoy some of the music, even if you don't see the movies. Although it is kind of, one of those hand-in-hand things that I think if you really want to enjoy, this concert, it's also good to see the movie. And of course, if you don't get to catch this particular concert on Sunday, they usually do pop up because it's so popular. Different orchestras or trios or quartets usually come and play this. So,
That's cool.
That's going on at Bexco. Speaking of which, there are two other events that are going on till Sunday, starting right now. The first is the K Illustration Fair, and then the K Handmade Fair.
They sound very different.
They are different and yet very similar. So a lot of illustrators coming down to show off their works. And, have you ever seen any, are you a big fan of any of the illustrators, webtoons, anything like that from Korea? Have you heard of any of these? A lot of movies, a lot of shows on streaming services are based on a lot of what comes out of these things.
Right, yeah, there's a few I can think of that are streaming right now that are popular that came from webtoons. I can't think of the names, but there's a particular subway station in Busan. I never remember which one it is, and they have like a webtoon area in the subway where there's all kinds of illustrations everywhere. You know what subway I'm talking about?
I don't know which one it is exactly, but
it's very cool. It's a cool display for sure.
I'm excited just because you can see a lot of these. I guess it's pretty much the premier exhibition for illustrators, want to show off their diverse talents and works. And of course, along the same lines, you have the Handmade Fair, which is, again, one of those things where you get to see what people are making. I enjoy handcrafted stuff, whether it's handbags, anything maybe needlepoint or crocheted stuff, or even some other things like 3D printed design things. All of it is very interesting, and they're showcasing a lot of that at Bexco right now. I usually, as I mentioned last week, try to go at least once a week to Bexco, usually on the weekend. And probably after I'm done with you, I'll head over there and check it out. But this is going on until Sunday, so people still have time to go and, maybe buy some handmade stuff from Busan.
Support some local stuff.
Yeah, support some local stuff. I'm excited again about this Handmade Fair just because you get so many different kinds of works and a lot of, of course there are going to be people usually, I've been to a lot of these selling soaps, maybe selling some fashion accessories.
Oh, so it could be anything that's handmade. It's not not just like handicrafts. It's like a whole variety of things.
Whole variety of things. So this is going on right now. I'm very excited. Whenever I, especially even in Hyundai, I was there not too long ago. They had some handcrafted things for sale. Same in Gwangan. They have some stands pop up. Well, all of them are in this same idea of that Handmade Fair, except you get it all in one place. So, why not go and check some of those out? I think they'd be pretty interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, so it sounds like there's a lot going on specifically in our area, very close to the radio station here. And anything else like music-wise going on that you would recommend?
Music-wise, besides the Ghibli concert, I don't know, sometimes I mention this, I don't know if you mention it, open mics are always great to hear some live music, and PNU at the basement on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., Old 55 at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Pretty much you can fill your whole week up with live music. Go and play or just enjoy those things as you can. And then I do want to clarify one more thing about this exhibition from Austrian painter Gustav Klimt.
Yeah.
It is a replica exhibition, so it's not the originals, which is why it only cost 3,000 won to view it.
Thanks for
But,
letting me know.
this has been something that the last 3 weeks we've been trying to figure out out. Well, I finally got the answer.
Thank you.
And, it makes sense. But it's still nice to go see some, works, even if they are kind of replica works of this famous painter. That being said, they do have the Monet to Andy Warhol. We mentioned that last week. I still enjoy it quite a bit at the Cultural Center. So you can do some art, you can do some music, see some handmade stuff. Lots going on this weekend.
Cool. Sounds great. So there's a lot to look forward to this weekend. Thanks again for coming in, Eric, for Weekend Wanderer. And we're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Sit Down by James, and we'll be back at 3 p.m.
In love.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Like that? One mic sounds great.
Little darling.
Cool. Is that enough for in the headphones?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
And there's a headphone volume there if you want to control it.
Oh, neat.
내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다. 부산영어 방송
영어방송에서는 글로벌 허브 도시 부산의 차세대 글로벌 리더들을 위한 청소년 영어 말하기 대회를 개최합니다.
BFM has organized the English speech contest for the next leaders of the global hub city, Busan.
전통이 숨쉬는 문화교육 특구, 동래구의 청소년 홍보대사들이 이야기하는 세계 속의 도시로 발돋움할 동네는 어떤 모습일까요?
From the inspiring stories of the final 10 students of Dongu, one of the representative cities in Busan, we can draw the future of Dongle as well look forward to the bright future of the global hub city, Busan.
치열한 예선을 거쳐 선발된 최종 10명의 본선 대결. 그리고 참가 학생 모두가 함께 도전하는 팀 대항 퀴즈를 통해 지역 청소년들이 꿈꾸는 동네와 부산의 미래를 그려봅니다.
We invite you to the Dongu English Speech Contest with BFM, the finals.
8월 24일 오후 2시 부산교육대학교에서 열리는 부산영어방송과 함께하는 동래구 영어 말하기 대회에 여러분의 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
This event is hosted by Dongle District Office and organized by BFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. But here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. But here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. But here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and it's alright. It's alright.
All right, welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. That song was Here Comes the Sun, originally by the Beatles, but you just heard a live in the studio performance by Gino Brand, and I'm going to talk to him in a minute. But man, that was cool just to start off the show, the second hour of the show, with some live music. That was exciting. I got the goosebumps. So thanks to Gino for that. And of course, he's going to play a couple more tunes in a minute. And this is hour number 2 of the 2 p.m. Reboot Summer Special. And because it's summer and because we want to feel special on this Friday, we're going to have 2 musicians in the studio today. And Gino Brand is the first one with us today. So we're not doing our usual segments that we do on Friday. We're doing this as a thank you to you listeners because I can't think of anything cooler than live music. So I appreciate that. And we've got a question of the day as well that I did ask earlier today. What do you hope to do before the summer is over? This was one of my goals. Before the summer's over, I wanted to get some live music in the studio. Boom. I did it. It's not all me. Actually, PD should take credit for that. But that is my question. What do you hope to do before the summer is over? 여름이 가기 전에 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? You can reach us here at 샵9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can message us for free on Kakao Talk, and you just got a thank you from Choi Hee-suk-nim, Gino. She's saying thank you for the song. And you can reach us also. We have a smartphone app you can download. If you could just go to any of your app stores on your phone, search BEFM or 부산영어방송 there. You can download the app and message us that way as well. And again, at the end of the show, if you're one of the lucky ones, we're going to pick 5 winners and let you know who you are. We're going to let the winners know. We're going to send some mobile coffee coupons so you can enjoy some free coffee. So thanks so much for tuning in today. And I did have a message I wanted to pass on. We were talking about the Busan Sea Festival because that's starting this weekend today. It's going on through this weekend at Dadepo. So I got a shout out for a free aroma therapy for dogs on Sunday. If you're interested, at 6 p.m. for free. So that's pretty cool. So there's all kinds of cool stuff going on this weekend. It really does feel like summer has suddenly gotten started. So I want to talk to Gino. Gino, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in and playing that awesome rendition of a Beatles song. Why did you choose that one in particular?
Well, I just feel like it's the most optimistic song. You know, they're talking about there's a long winter and now here comes the sun and it's going to warm everything up. And it's just a beautiful message for the summer.
Especially like after a weird summer that we've had, right?
True.
It's been like, we've been kind of waiting for the summer. There's like this rain just keeps coming back and forth. And it was like, all right, is it over? Is it over? But now here comes the sun for real.
For real.
Right?
Yeah.
Finally. So good choice. Something I wanted to ask too, because a lot of musicians seem to love the Beatles. In your opinion, what is it that, the Beatles mean to a lot of musicians? What do they mean to you?
Well, the Beatles, they're like Shakespeare or the Greek gods, they're kind of on this pantheon. But I think there's a big reason for that. It was their songcraft, it was their ambition and willing to try new things sonically and with recording and everything else.
Right. Yeah. And that inspired you as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. And George has always been my favorite Beatle because...
We should mention, right? A lot of people think Paul McCartney and John Lennon. However, that song was written by George Harrison.
That was a George song, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
And he definitely had some perhaps underrated gems. But I think a lot of the most famous songs that come from the Beatles, people might not know he wrote. Like While My Guitar Gently Weeps as well. Right?
Yep.
That's the only one I can remember. Something, right.
Yeah.
Also same album, right? That was also off of Abbey Road, I believe. So Here Comes the Sun and Something, both 2 classics from George Harrison.
Classics, absolutely.
Right. I would say if you delete those from the album, it wouldn't be as good. I dare say. What's the second song that you brought for us today? And you're getting a shout out on YouTube as well. I'm going to read this in Korean. 이분 유튜브에 15년 전에 올린 영상들도 있네요. So this is somebody that recognizes Gino from, is this possible? 15 years before? Is that possible?
Could be.
Very cool.
Yes. Thank you for saying what's up.
There you go. That was from Ponim. Ponim giving you a shout out there, saying like a big fan since way back. So very cool. So Gino's going to play another song. What's the second song you brought for us?
I thought I'd bring something a little newer. This one's a Childish Gambino song. It's called Feels Like Summer. By the great Childish Gambino.
All right, here we go. This is our second song from Gino Brand. This is Feels Like Summer.
All right.
You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feels like summer. I feel like summer. I feel like summer. You can feel it in the street. On a day like this, the heat, she feels like summer. I feel like summer. It feels like summer. I feel like 7 billion souls that move around the sun, rolling fast, fast, and not a chance to slow down. Slow down. Men who made machines that want what they decide. Parents trying to tell the children, please slow down. Slow down. And I know, I know, you know that pain. I'm hoping that this world will change. But it just seems the same. You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feels like summer. I feel like summer. I feel like summer. Every day is harder than the one before. Running out of water, it's about to go down. Go down. Air that kill the bees that we depend on. Birds were made for singing, waking up to no sound. No sound. And I know, ooh, I know, you know my pain. And I'm hoping that this world will change. But it just seems the same. This world will change, but it just seems the same. 'Cause you can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feels like summer. I feel like summer. I feel like summer.
All right, so that was our second song from Gino Brand today. That was Feels Like Summer, originally by Childish Gambino. And apparently, this song is on Korean radio a lot, and it's really popular among the MZs, that generation. Did you have any idea about that?
No, I did not. I'm not really sure what MZ stands for.
It's Millennials and Gen Z.
Okay.
Is that right? So in Korea, they put those two together for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Gotcha.
But they call them the MZers a lot here. So
that sounds pretty hip. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that so? That had nothing to do with the reason that you chose the song.
No, I like a lot of people, I kind of came to Childish Gambino from the actor Donald Glover.
Right. Okay.
I first discovered him like that, and then
so you knew him as an actor first.
As an actor first, yeah.
Right, and then you probably saw what was that song, America, with that video. Oh yes, there's a very deep song he's got, right? Yeah. So which is very different than this. Mm-hmm. This is definitely like just kind of like a nice, good feeling song, right?
Yeah, kind of a groovy R&B thing.
Yeah. And I noticed. All right, I'm about to get guitar nerd a little bit. I noticed I wasn't watching intently on the first song, but on this one I was watching your playing, and I noticed you didn't use a pick.
No, yeah, I don't usually use a pick these days.
Not at all, huh?
Not really at all. Yeah,
Cool.
sometimes when I'm playing electric guitar, sometimes if I'm recording a certain part, but generally I just like the feeling of it in my hands, just slapping away at it. So.
And I noticed, yeah, like if you were listening, you maybe noticed there's a lot of variety in the way he was playing. He would kind of use his hand to kind of slap down on the strings and then use his thumb and forefinger to kind of pick a lot. So there's like a whole variety of sounds going on. So I just had to finally look up and say, how's he doing that? I was like, I didn't want to stare, but yeah, so I kind of wanted to see how you're doing that. So that's how you usually play?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just kind of slapping away at it, right?
Yeah, beautiful sounds. Yeah, for sure. And actually, I wanted to know, so when you chose this song, was there any kind of stylistic change that you brought to it, or did you try to stay faithful to the original?
I did bring it down a step and a half because the original is quite high in my vocal range, I should say.
Gotcha.
So bring it down in pitch. And I kind of play as a folk singer, so I kind of gave it a folk song upgrade or downgrade.
Neither. Yes. A different grade. Because as you mentioned, like the original song is more like an R&B type style, right?
Sure. But I'm one of those people that believes like if a song is good, if you can just strip it down to an acoustic guitar and sing it, then it's a good song. Right?
Yeah. And that was proof of that, right?
I think so.
For sure, yeah. So definitely. And I was curious. So we've gone, like, our first choice was something from, I'm going to say 1969, was Abbey Road, perhaps. Right. This feels like summer. Do you know what year this came out?
Maybe 2018, 2019.
Oh, for real?
Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit older than I thought, actually. I actually hadn't heard the song before. That was my first time hearing it.
Oh, cool.
So now I'm going to go check out the original. So you turned me on to something new.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard it first during COVID, so...
okay.
So it was before that, at some point.
Gotcha, okay. And so the third song you brought is somewhere in the middle of those two, time-wise.
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to place this song. Would you like to introduce what the third song is going to be?
Sure. I'm going to play The Boys of Summer by Don Henley.
Okay, and this song, I would guess probably like mid-'80s is my guess.
That sounds right, yeah.
Right, 84, 85, I'm not sure.
That feels right.
Is this kind of like a testament that, you can find music styles that you appreciate in every kind of decade? There's always something good.
Yeah, I hadn't quite thought of that, but I guess I am spanning different periods of time.
Unintentionally.
Cool. But, summer and those feelings of summer, I think, are pretty universal.
Yeah.
So
when a lot of musicians I talk to, especially people closer to my age, they complain about, music isn't what it used to be, or, the old stuff is much better. But like, as you can see, you've chosen like songs that are quite far apart time-wise, and thoroughly enjoyable, really interesting melodies, right?
Yeah.
So there's always something going on.
I think if you're open-minded to different styles of music, you're always going to find something that you can enjoy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. And like I said, you just turned me on to a new song. I'm going to check out Feels Like Summer by Childish Gambino after the show. I'm like, I'm curious. What does the original sound like? Because your version was fantastic. So thank you so much for that.
Dig.
So our next song coming up, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Shall we jump right into it?
Let's do it.
All right, so our next song coming up from Gino Brand is going to be The Boys of Summer, originally by Don Henley.
Nobody on the road, nobody on the beach. I feel it in the air, the summer's out of reach. Empty lake, empty streets, the sun goes down alone. I'm driving by your house, though I know you're not home. But I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. You got your hair combed back and your sunglasses on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. Never will forget those nights. I wonder if it was a dream. Remember how you made me crazy. Remember how I made you scream? Now I don't understand what's happened to our love. But babe, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of. 'Cause I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. I see you walking real slow and you're smiling at everyone. And I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. Out on the road today, I saw a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. A little voice inside my head said, don't look back, you can never look back. I thought I knew what love was, what did I know? Those days are gone forever, I should just let them go. But I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. You got that top pulled down, radio on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. You got the hair slicked back in those Wayfarers on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. All right, that was The Boys of Summer, performed by Gino Brand, and the song originally by Don Henley. Don Henley has never felt so proud. I can feel it right now. I can feel it. And I had to watch how you did the ending. I was like, all right. And it was cool. Like, if you didn't catch the ending, you could watch it on the YouTube replay. Yes. It was cool with how he played that at the end. I was, how's he going to do it? Was that a moment, like, as a fellow guitar player?
Yeah.
Are there parts of a song where you're like, ready? All right, here it comes. I got to do this part. And, you know what I mean? Like, you get that nervous point where you're like, all right, this is the hardest part of the song, do it. Or is that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do. I tried not to, I guess that's the point of practicing, right? Is that you kind of get to the point where it feels a little bit more natural. But there's always a little voice inside me that's like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah, that moment, right?
Yeah, especially with like singing too. You know, if you're coming to a note, you know, and it might be like a difficult note to hit for you, then you don't want to get scared though. You don't want to. You don't want that to show in the music. I think, right.
So how do you cover that up? How do you I think a lot of times when I'm playing music, especially when you're multitasking, when you're singing and playing guitar at the same time, I think I kind of go on autopilot, and I kind of don't know. I kind of lose my sense of time. Does that happen to you as well?
Sure. Yeah, I think, and there's something about playing guitar and singing at the same time, or playing an instrument and singing at the same time, that can maybe get you into your body a little more, or get you out of your head in a way.
Right.
But I was having this thought about music the other day. Can I share it?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It was basically about how, like, okay, so if you're thinking about a performer and a listener, the listener is kind of thinking about what just happened, maybe a second or 2 seconds ago, right? They're kind of reacting to the sound that they just heard.
Yes.
And as the performer, you're kind of thinking about what's going to happen coming up here. You're thinking about maybe the next chord you're going to play, or the next, song. Or
what comes next?
Yeah, the next lyric.
Right.
I forgot the lyric to the next verse. So, but what you're really trying to do, I think, is when you practice and you practice and you practice, is you're trying to get it so you're not really thinking too much about what's coming up next, but you can really get lost in the moment.
Right.
And as a listener, you're having the most fun when you're feeling that they're really in the moment and then you're in the moment too. So it's like we're really just trying to arrive at the same place, meaning the present moment, even though, right?
My mind just got blown.
Yeah.
You could probably see the moment where it happened. I was like, oh my God, he's talking about time travel. And how time is actually a relative construct, that it's just arbitrary and none of it's actually true.
Totally.
Oh my God. We just talked about the theories of time travel through music, I think.
Yes.
Is that what we're going for?
Very philosophical for a Friday afternoon.
You know what? And sometimes you got to have that. Sometimes Friday's the right time because you've had a long week of, working, where you focus on things that by the end of the week you're ready to be done with, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's time to release that and think about, time is a construct, right? And we're trying that's a interesting. I've never thought about that. I'll be honest, I've never thought about that. But as a fellow musician, I hate saying musician, but I don't feel like a musician. But as a fellow person who plays music, there a lot of times you are kind of thinking ahead, right? Unless you are in the zone,
right,
where you stop doing that, and there you can feel it. I think when you're watching a performer, you can feel like just this is happening right now, right? You sense there's no nervousness or no kind of fear or anything from the performer. They're just kind of just doing it.
Absolutely.
And that kind of makes you lose track of time too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. That just blew my mind. I'm going to go with a very simple question to follow that up because, Doctor, thank you for teaching us, Dr. Brand. Dr. Brand's teaching physics and through music. So actually, I am aware, and I'd commented right before he came in, right before we came on the air. He got a nice tan since the last time I saw him. Gino was in the studio maybe, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So I understand you have been enjoying your summer. Did you go on vacation somewhere?
I did. I just got back from Thailand a few days ago, so, enjoying some coconuts and some beach life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it nice to kind of get out and was it like a reset for you?
Yeah, it's always a big chance to unplug and to just kind of get back in touch with nature and getting back in touch with the most relaxing parts of you. And Thailand's great for that because very relaxing place.
Right, and he looks relaxed. I'm telling you, he's glowing. He got a nice tan. And thank you so much for coming back from your vacation and joining us so quickly. I appreciate it.
I'm glowing and I'm sweating and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good thing the air conditioning's running, right? Well, Gino, I just wanted, before you go, where can listeners check out your music? Where's a good source for your music? Can we check you out on Bandcamp?
Yeah, Bandcamp, all the places where you can find music, YouTube, Spotify, everything else. I'm out
great.
there. Search for me.
What would be your Bandcamp site? You know what, we'll put that up as well, but if you want to give a quick shout out, what's your Bandcamp website?
It's just my name, GinoBrann, GinoBrann.bandcamp.com.
Awesome. So definitely check out Gino's music as well. And thanks again so much for coming in. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and we'll be back with another musician after that. It's an amazing show today, so stick around. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and now we're back in the studio live with Kang Dong-soo. 어서 오시오. Welcome.
반갑습니다.
반갑습니다. Dong-soo is a friend of mine, and Dong-soo also, like Gino, agreed to come in and play some live music for you guys today, and thank you so much for coming. 와서 고맙습니다.
Thank you so much.
See? We can do English, we can do Korean, we can do anything, right? So Dong-soo, actually, he's going to do... so Gino did a Beatles song also. Did you hear? 혹시 들었어요?
어떤 거요?
Gino 첫 곡 was Here Comes the Sun.
Oh.
Yeah, he did Here Comes the Sun to start. So Dong-soo also chose a Beatles song to play first. And Dong-soo's choice is I've Just Seen a Face, which is an older Beatles song. What album? I have to think about it. From Help.
Yeah.
Oh, 감사합니다. Help is probably like 1964, my guess. 1964, 1965. So it's one of their kind of earlier albums. And so it's not really a well-known Beatles song, but I think anybody who listens to it will feel good and enjoy it. And I asked Gino kind of a similar question. What is it that the Beatles like, musicians? What do musicians like about the Beatles?
Beatles is music of root of music. Root of music.
Okay. Right, okay.
I think. 약간 뿌리 같은 거라고 생각을 해요.
네.
그래서 비틀즈의 음악을 듣지 않는 음악가들은 다 거짓말쟁이다라고 저는 생각을 할 정도로.
Like Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten's a liar. You know Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols?
Yeah, liar.
He said, I never listened to the Beatles. Or he said, I didn't like the Beatles, perhaps,
아마
right?
좋아하는데 그렇게 컨셉으로 하지
컨셉으로,
않았을까.
맞죠?
네.
So maybe he's lying a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the Beatles, they were so famous and so well known, it's hard not to be influenced by the Beatles, for sure, right? Were the Beatles an influence for you?
Yes.
어떻게? And what kind of influence did they give you?
실험성, 음악의 실험성이라든가 아니면 이런 팝적인 비슷한 말인 것 같은데요. 팝적인 감성에 이제 그런 실험성을 넣는다든가 아예 실험으로 빠지다든가 이런 음악들이 비틀즈 음악들의 곳곳에 숨어 있는데 이런 음악들을 들으면서 나도 이런 재밌는 무언가를 해보고 싶다라는 생각을 음악가로서 하게 되는 것 같습니다.
So they kind of influenced you in like how to make pop music in a way, right? How to make music that's pop, but also like not just normal pop, right? Like trying new things, right? Cool, very cool. And so are you ready? Would you like to play our first song?
Yeah, Lady Pot. My English is very, very 별로예요. 그래서 영어 가사를 조금 놓칠 수 있는데
That's okay.
그냥 흐름에 맞춰서 이 사람이 노래를 하고 있구나 라고 생각해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Oh, 감사합니다 for doing it. Thank you for doing this, of course. And so what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the song. This is I've Just Seen a Face from the album Help, originally by the Beatles, and this is Kang Dong-soo's version.
I can't forget the time of press we all met. She's just a girl for me, and I want all the world to see met. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way. And I don't ever been, but that's the theme of tonight. La 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 la. Falling, yes I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I've just a space, I can't forget the time or place we all met. She's just a girl for me, and I want all the world to swim at. Had it been another day, I might have looked the way, and I gathered a letter that her tonight. La 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 la. Falling, yes, I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes, I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes, I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes, I'm a falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Thank you.
Hey, Gino's clapping for you out the window there. Good. Thank you so much. You just heard the song I've Just Seen a Face, originally by the Beatles, performed by Kang Dong-soo. And Dong-soo, thank you so much for doing that song. I think I got Gino's answer. I think he told me the answer. If I were to ask him a favorite Beatle, would it be George Harrison? Is that right, Gino? Yes. Okay, I got the heads up. So Gino's answer was, we were talking about George Harrison because George Harrison wrote the song Here Comes the Sun. Who is your favorite Beatle? Do you have a favorite?
I know this song is Paul McCartney's songs, but I love John Lennon.
A lot of people, yes, a lot of people, okay. It's something that happens. Paul McCartney, a lot of people say Paul McCartney is amazing at making melodies, amazing singer, amazing musician, guitar, bass, drums, right? Everything. Yeah. But a lot of people say, yes, but John Lennon. Why? What is it? Why John Lennon?
Because John Lennon looks like cool.
I mean, that's right. I mean, yes. Was it the glasses? Was it John Lennon's glasses?
Glass.
Right? And his jackets, he always had cool jackets. Yeah, there was something very cool about John Lennon for sure. But yes, as Dong-soo mentioned, that song was actually a Paul McCartney song. At that point, maybe John Lennon and Paul McCartney were still writing together, I guess, on the Help album. But they kind of grew apart. And so some of their best work, I think a lot of people maybe don't know that they actually helped each other a lot. 같이 그 McCartney하고 Lennon 같이 많이 만들었어요.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, so very cool. Is that one of your favorite Beatles songs?
Favorite Beatles song is Strawberry Fields Forever.
John Lennon's. That's definitely, right? That's definitely a John Lennon song.
Yes.
Why did you pick this one then? Why I've Just Seen a Face? 그러면 이거는 왜 선택했어요?
Second love song. And I play this song. 가사는 잘 못 부르지만 이 노래를 부르는 걸 좋아해요.
Is it the melody?
Yeah, melody.
The singing melody?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why Paul McCartney is often called a genius because the melodies he comes up with, not just vocal melody, bass melody.
Good.
Right, amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of his melodies are, he gets a lot of credit for being a very melodic, very creative songwriter. But John Lennon gets the cool credit, right? Yeah, John Lennon gets cool. So we're gonna play another song, and I want to introduce this song. This is from your band, actually.
Yes.
Sohn Balgwang. And so Sohn Balgwang, they seem to be growing in popularity in Busan. Can you feel this? Or do you think so? What's the reason? Do you feel like Sohn Balgwang's kind of getting bigger? How do you feel?
조금 느끼고 있는데 왜냐면 이제 페스티벌도 조금씩 나가고 있고 네, 뭐 부산 락 페스티벌.
Are you doing the Busan Rock Festival this year?
This year, no. Last year.
You did it last year, okay.
Yeah. 뭐 펜타포트 락 페스티벌, 디아즈 페스티벌, 뭐 이런 또 다 작은 페스티벌들 이렇게도 나가기도 하는데 나가기도 했어서 조금 우리가 조금 커지고는 있구나 라고 생각은 하지만 아직은 좀 부족한 것 같습니다.
괜찮습니다. 괜찮습니다. But I mean, you know, some bands it's like overnight, very quickly, right? Very quickly, big. And some bands, most bands probably take more time, kind of slowly build. And usually that seems to be the healthier way. A little bit more normal that way to kind of slowly build. So we actually, if you listened on the show, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? We had Sohn Balgwang for the Friday Spotlight. Last week, right. So, and all of your members said you want to go to the Fuji Rock Festival.
Yes.
So will that feel like if you guys played the Fuji Rock Festival, then we're big? Is that the feeling?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll call Fuji Rock.
Thank you.
This weekend. I'll see what they say. I don't speak Japanese, so very short conversation, I can guess. So the second song you're going to play actually is from Sohn Balgwang, but it's an older song, right?
Older song.
So what is the second song you're going to play for us?
핑크티라는 노래고요. 이제 제가 이 음악을 시작하면서 처음 만든 my first song입니다. 네, 그래서 근데 이런 라디오라든가 이제 불특정 다수에게 제 노래를 들려줘야 할 때 이 노래를 자주 불러요. 네.
Do you play this song a lot in concert too?
콘서트에서는 안 부르고.
I thought
just my solo show.
Okay. So like Gino, you play with bands and solo as well, right? So this is a song you play solo.
Yeah.
And did you choose this song because it has like a summertime feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think so. This song is going to be Pink Tea, and even just the color pink. I don't know. It sounds like summer to me. Is there a reason Pink Tea? Is there a reason for that name? Does it mean pink T-shirt or pink tea?
Pink T-shirt.
Pink T-shirt.
I love pink.
No pink today?
Yes, no pink today. But I love pink.
Okay.
And I love pink T-shirt girl.
Oh, I see. So we'll have to listen carefully to the lyrics to see if it's about him wearing a pink T-shirt or somebody else. Are you ready?
네.
Okay, so this is Pink Tea, originally by Sohn Balgwang.
난 너의 핑크티가 좋아 Baby 난 너의 손목뼈가 좋아요 Baby 난 고리타분한 게 좋아해 라라라리라라라라라 넌 내게 작은 꿈을 줬어 아마 너는 내 표정을 모를 거야 baby 나 요즘 멜로디가 좋아 햇살이 나긋나긋하게 비치는 양정을 같이 걸어요 키가 좋아 Baby 난 너의 손목뼈가 좋아요 Baby 난 거리타분한 게 좋아 yeah. 라라라리라라라라라 좋아 너무 좋아 정말 좋아 좋아 너무 좋아 정말 좋아 좋아 너무 좋아 정말 좋아 좋아 너무 좋아 정말 좋아요
All right, that was the song Pink Tea, originally by Sohn Balgwang.
Yes.
Performed live in the studio by Kang Dong-soo. Dong-soo, thank you so much. And do you have a show soon? Do you have any shows coming soon?
August 30.
13 or 30?
30.
1-3 or 3-0?
30.
August 30th. Okay, so August 30th. Will that be in Busan or somewhere else?
Busan.
In Busan?
At Gyeongsang University, Obangarde.
Very good. So, and that'll be with Sohn Balgwang?
Yes.
Awesome. You won't hear that song, right? Pink Tea, you're not going to play Pink Tea.
Yes.
At that time. So if you want to hear Pink Tea, of course, you will have to see Dong-soo perform solo, but he performs with a lot of bands. Right?
Yes.
Right. So, Dong-soo, where can people find your music? On Bandcamp?
Bandcamp. Yes, Bandcamp and SoundCloud.
Okay.
And Apple Music.
Okay.
YouTube.
Very good. All the usuals.
Yes.
Okay. So, and that'll be Sohn Balgwang. We'll put a link, SOUMBALGWANG, sohonbalgwang.bandcamp.com. Very good. So please check out Kang Dong-soo's music. He's in Sohn Balgwang, and also 해변
지하.
and also
태평시간.
Yes, we suggest all of those bands, so check those out for sure. And Dong-soo, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you. And we're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to With You by Crispy, and then we'll be back after that. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. I'm your host, Casey McKeever, and today has definitely been a summer special for me. I got to sit and listen to musicians live in the studio with me, right next to me. I tried not to stare. I didn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I got a lot of messages about that. Thank you for the song. Let's see. Che Hisuk Nim saying, good, thank you for the song. What else? I got so many messages here I want to share real quick. 9258 Nim says, okay, a comment actually about the question of the day. The question of the day was, what do you hope to do before the summer is over? What I want to do before the summer is over is I really want to succeed in dieting. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of people's goal. Like summertime is the right time to do that. I wish you the best of luck. Everything I've ever read about dieting is to do it at a slow pace. Don't hurry it. Don't hurry it. Another question or another answer from 1789 Nim says, food I want to eat before summer is over. If you live in Busan, it's definitely milmyeon. I haven't had milmyeon in a long time. Maybe it's time for me to eat the milmyeon too. I just had kongguksu the other day for the first time this summer, and I was like, yeah. So yes, summertime food goals for sure. 1437 Nim says, it's always impressive to see people who keep going on their own life journey, including their careers, enjoying themselves with perseverance. Good job, Gino, Mr. Gino and Kang Dong-soo Nim. So thank you for that message as well. Yeah, these guys are very talented musicians. I'm lucky to know them. And I'm lucky enough to have them say yes when we asked them to come here and play live. So yeah, definitely. Thanks so much to our musicians today. We'll put up some pictures on the website too, and we'll put up their website links where you can check out their music. And today we've got, like I said, if you sent messages in, you could win, right? So we picked 5 winners for today's free mobile coffee coupon. So we'll be contacting you and sending those to you. Our winners for today are Choi Hisuk Nim, 9258 Nim, 1789 Nim, 7513 Nim, and 1437 Nim. And thank you everybody else for sending your messages as well. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed our summer special as much as I did. I don't know about you. If you ever have the chance to like sit next to a musician that close while they're playing, it's exciting. Like I got like goosebumps. It's just a great feeling. So I'm glad we got to share that with you. Of course, we'll be back on Monday. So, it's time to wrap up the show. Unfortunately, we got to say goodbye for today. But we'll be back tomorrow. Also, we have our 2 p.m. Reboot highlight show all through the weekend. So that'll be on 2 p.m. tomorrow. And like I said, we'll be back Monday as well, 2:05 p.m. And have a great Friday. We're going to play one more song for you. This is going to be Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan. And please stick around for You Busan.